How much you want to make a bet? I can throw a football over the mountains.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hex Futures. I'm Eco Builder. I've been with you since the start of Hex, and I've got some things to point out to you about Richard Heart's ecosystem. Let's see. Where do I start? I don't have the most enthusiasm to bring to this stream, but let's see if I can get it pumped up. There's some things that a lot of people are overlooking with direct mail. When you send out direct mail, it gets right in front of people's faces, and there's no bias towards anything except for what's right in front of their face. And you might be able to, just based on this printed media, be able to appeal to these people and them to, spark some light inside of them, and they want to know what's going on. Then if they see that thing over and over, if they see that brand over and over, that logo, that awesome logo that Richard always talks about, the three hexagons inside of each other that are growing with the tequila sunrise colors, if they see that on black print, they might get really interested. And if they see it multiple times, they might feel as though it's saturated. They don't know what it is. They need to know what it is. I have an urge to figure out, what is this damn thing? People live in the comfort of their homes, and then you sit there and you wonder, what more could I do with my life? What more could I do with my time? Where can I invest my money? Oh, this thing that just arrived on my front porch says that I can invest in it. Maybe I'll take a chance. That's the power of direct mail. It's in their hands. It's in their mailbox. Somebody paid to put it in their mailbox. So these people are sending this stuff out. They must have money. All right. So where are the prices at right now? Down at the bottom of the screen are higher prices than what's in the middle of the screen. What's in the middle of the screen is current price. But down at the bottom of the screen, P-Hex actually hit 3.11 cents today. So 3.11. Pretty awesome situation there. And then E-Hex is rising up behind it, which a lot of people are really happy about, because they were smart enough to buy at the lows. That's really awesome. Good for you guys. And Pulse and Pulse X have slowed down just a little bit, and then Ink, it just keeps on hitting that 420, and then it comes a little bit back down, and 420, and it comes back down. So I hold some Ink from the farms, and so I wish that it would do a little bit of something, but we are where we are. Something cool to note is that we are at day 577 on Pulse Chain, day 577. All right, so we're going to go into what I want to talk to you guys about. We have a Patreon group. Hex Postcards has a Patreon group. That's patreon.com/Hex Postcards. I will post it in the notes, or actually it is in the description right now of this video if you'd like to check it out. And then also, if you visit my page right now, you'll see it all over the place. And then in these videos as well, I have posted it down below, I believe. So I'm going to play these audios of Richard Heart. And now that it's been 2 effing years later, maybe, just maybe, it'll register inside some new people's heads. If you are a Hex OG, you should be behind this. If you are a second round, a second set Hexakin, and you're making money now, please be a part of the Patreon. I want people inside the Patreon so that I can brag about how many numbers we have inside the Patreon, so that the Patreon grows. Right now, we've got 15 people. 15 people, and then who has been funding the postcards thus far? Mainly large donations of OG Hexicans from the past. And they don't want the acknowledgement. They just are huge donators. So, and we know who they are. They are not Richard. They're good guys. And then who are on the boots? Who are the boots on the ground working? Go to hexpostcards.com, click on the team tab. It's 4 people. It's me, Togosh, Hex Fan Network Victor, and Philip Banks, and then a few other people who have been helping us out. And shout out to Turtle, because he is the only guy in this second recording that I'm going to show you who has actually come into the Telegram group, t.me/hex postcards, in order to participate in what it is that he can offer in direct mail marketing ideas and stuff. But everybody else in this second recording has not taken Richard's advice. Instead, I'm going to hold back from calling them names. Okay, so the first recording, this was created by Hex Fan Network Victor. It has 1,000 views on YouTube. It was made 2 years ago.
So I don't suggest just cold calling your entire neighborhood. I don't suggest doing brand advertising. I do suggest doing targeted advertising. Oh, there's people that want to invest their money. Let's go get in front of them. Oh, there's people with bad cryptocurrencies that want to switch into better ones. Let's get in front of them. Oh, there's people that already have MetaMask installed. Let's get in front of them. There's millions, literally millions of people that are very easy to get to participate in the things that we're involved with that are superior products, opposed to just the general population. Now, are there exceptions? Yeah, sure, there's exceptions, but I haven't found them yet. If you don't get clicks, you tell me, how are people going to on-ramp to Hex if they don't click the damn website? Tell me. I find it very, very, very hard to believe that if an advertisement doesn't generate clicks, that magically it's going to on-ramp users. Oh, so hey, we're going to on-ramp a user that never went to the website. Unlikely. And so when I see ads that don't generate clicks, it makes me angry because I know they're not working. Ads that work, by the way, generate complaints. So apparently some Hexicans sent out a bunch of direct mail, and boy, did people complain on Twitter about it. Oh, they hate it. They hate it so much. Well, that's how you know they got it. You know, they received it. So, you know, if you're not getting third channel feedback that some ads are actually being received, how do you, they're not working. I would much rather see every Hexican buy fucking direct mail than do sponsorships. And the only reason they won't do that is because it's a little harder to buy it and you seem a little less cool doing it. But I'm willing to bet that you would get far more Hexicans to sign up and participate with a well-written piece of direct mail to their fucking house than by seeing it on some guy's ass sweating in a boxing ring, truthfully. Because there's a chance that fucker signs up based on the knowledge you got from the email or the text or whatever. But looking at some dude's ass in the ring, I don't think he's busting his fucking cell phone out. And you're lucky if you even get the 40% APY on there. And if you don't get the 40% APY on there, why the hell would anyone ever go to the website? I didn't go to any of those websites and any of those fucking cars that I seen in NASCAR next to the Hex car. I didn't go to any of them. And as a marketer, I'm more likely to go because I'm curious about what other people are doing. So retail, normal fucking Joe Blow, whoever, they ain't going to none of those fucking websites. If they even are lucky enough to be able to read it, because they're not getting it read by the announcer. The fucking announcer ain't saying Hex.com. He's saying Yelly, the driver. He's saying RBR Motorsports or MBR, whatever the fuck their name was. He ain't saying the goddamn name of the sponsor. Anyway.
So direct marketing and word of mouth advertising and influence marketing is the best. It works, it's effective, and it's right on target.
And with something that's as hard to participate in as what we've got, this ain't Coca-Cola. You can't go around the corner and grab one. But if I see other Hexicans doing shit that they think is helping the price but don't generate no clicks, it's my obligation, duty as a person that cares about you guys to tell you it ain't generating no fucking clicks. But there is shit that does. So if you're advertising to people that already got MetaMask installed, boy, you're going to have 100 times better results. 100 times. Because they're already on-ramped. They can already press one button.
Drop some other ideas, Richard, on the community while everybody's here.
Well, I mean, look, we already know where all the rich people in the world live because we can see what their property values are. And so we already know where all these fuckers live. And we know that they receive mail. And so I think a direct mail campaign to rich motherfuckers, and you already know where they live, is the right way to go. That's the class of people that moves the price. The whales move the price. That's the class of people that have the longest time preference. They'll lock the longest. These are the people that you want to on-ramp. And then when you get them, their social influence influences the other maximally wealthy people.
Yeah, and you said that direct marketing doesn't work and blah blah blah. And
direct marketing works great. I love direct marketing. Brand indirect marketing
indirect
only works if you already have a really wide audience. So if you have a Coca-Cola billboard, someone can reach their arm out and touch a Coca-Cola very easily. If you have a Hex billboard, good luck, man. How do I install MetaMask? What exchange do I sign up at? Like, it's a nightmare to buy crypto. So you just can't stick a billboard up and hope it works.
Mm-hmm. That's what I love about Hex, the Hexicans, the community. People ask me, what is this thing I'm most proud of in Hex? It's the community. The community is the reason the price goes up. The community is the reason that we have so much good marketing. I've seen people now doing direct mail, never seen these ad pieces in my life. I'm like, hey, awesome. Wonderful. I got a message from a guy who has the name Peter on Twitter, literally just Peter. He's got the handle Peter. I'm like, well, about to teach you about crypto, boy. He came on hating. He's like, this is a scam. How does this pay 39% interest? You're like, easily. It actually pays like 1,000,000% interest. 39% is just in Hex. If you multiply that by the USD value, the numbers are even more insane. So if you didn't like 39, boy, you'd hate 1,000,000. I had a guy today. He got a piece of mail. I didn't send the mail, but Hexicans like to send mail to people, right? Because you can't fucking gatekeep it. The mail guy still delivers the mail. All these digital cocksuckers, they hide everything. They're scammers, right? They want you to get wrecked margin trading. They want to get wrecked buying coins that go to zero. But the thing that could have saved you, they hide it because they can't make any money on it. So he gets this mailer, right? And he's got a single word name on Twitter. Like, Jack, who founded Twitter, has Jack. This guy has Peter. Right? Yeah. He's like a VC guy. He's like, this is an obvious scam. Where does it get the 38% from? And I'm like, bro, if you don't like 38%, you'd hear the fact that it's actually 1,000,000% for some people. The 38% is just in Hex terms. And it's from inflation, just like every other coin. And he's like, if something keeps printing money forever, it's got to go down. And I'm like, oh, really? Like every proof of work coin, Dogecoin went up massive, Bitcoin went up massive, Ethereum went up massive. All these coins went up massive, and they went from no coins to many coins. So you're obviously wrong, but he's immune to the reasoning. He just can't get it into his head. This is what I hate about people. They will lie, and then you will tell them the truth, and they will pretend it didn't happen. You guys are sending out mail. I haven't sent any mail. You guys are sending out mail. I love it. T.me/Hex postcards. I love what those guys are doing. Because one of the few, cryptocurrency was invented for censorship resistance. And what is one of the very few censorship resistant methods of communication that we have left to us? The physical mail. The physical mail. They can't ban you from the physical mail. Thank God. Thank God. Because everywhere else, they just ban the heck out of you. It's hilarious to me. And I also know that the physical mail works because I see in New York, Washington, what is it? Wall Street Journal. Some guy on Twitter works for the Wall Street Journal, complains about this mail that he got. And you're like, hey, maybe learn instead of crybaby. The stuff that we're doing is awesome and has been awesome.
Actually, when did you get familiar with Richard Heart?
Actually, so I got this spam mail with, hacks, get hacks, make 40% APY. So I'm like, oh, I guess we are definitely at the top because I'm now getting, crypto mail.
Wait, you're talking about physical mail, right?
It was a physical little postcard that was saying hacks is made to outperform the rest of the cryptocurrency, this and that. And the way it was written, it was like immediately told me, okay, well, first of all, the fact that it came to my mailbox has to be a scam. I looked at PulseChain, I'm like, oh, that's actually looks pretty interesting. And then I kept getting links back to Richard Hart, and I'm like, okay, well, maybe I should watch some videos. Started to listen to his interviews. I literally had cognitive dissonance. I'm like, okay, the guy looks like this. There's like Louis Vuitton stuff everywhere, rotating Rolexes. And yet, I have never heard more intelligent conversation about crypto. So that was my early introduction to the project, to Hex.
All right, everybody. please re-listen to that. It's got so many quality things in it. He mentioned like this brand identity. If you don't have it to where they acknowledge this thing and they can go right around the corner and grab one, like the Coca-Cola example, then it's not effective marketing. Let's see. Another thing was like a guy's in a ring and you've got hex.com on his ass, or the NASCAR thing. With the NASCAR stuff, are they actually saying go, this is the Hex NASCAR? No, they're not calling it the Hex NASCAR. We're calling it the Hex NASCAR. They're calling it the Pit Crews team name or the owner's name. So if we're able to have it to where there's face to face or right there in front of their face with a postcard, the postcard has it to where it's a simple piece, but yet it's huge. It's rigid. It's made out of cardstock, but it's beautiful. So it's right up in their face. It leads them directly to where it is that they can have their landing page. But with these down at the bottom of the screen here, I've got my web address for you to get in touch with me, and I'll send you some cards, some business cards, if it is that you want to have face-to-face conversations with people. And then that way you can direct people in a professional way and have it to where you're the representative, and I give you the tool in order for you to make what you want of it. Richard spoke to the idea of sending to the most wealthy zip codes. Well, whenever you reach a wealthy zip code, then you entertain the people who are wealthy that then have the social circles, the social networks that then whenever they're onboarded, then they might spread the onboard to more people around them. So whenever we go and we send this out to a wealthy zip code, it might only catch fire in 1 to 3 households. But yet, if it catches fire in one of them, then it could catch fire in multiple. So those were some of the takeaways. And I challenge you to rewatch that. And then also, if you want to, go to my Twitter profile, and I recently posted that video, so it's nice and fresh for you to catch up with. I see Finbear in the chat. Welcome, HOA as well. Wall to Wall, I saw your comments the other day on RG3s and you got banned from there, right? I think that was that same stream. Man, keep it up. You'll get banned here too. Hey, if you're sitting here earning Hex passively interest and the price stays the same, you're doing pretty fucking damn well. But we all know we're in a bull market right now. So what's about to happen? I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna take y'all into the next audio. Just 1 second, please. All right, so here we are with Richard Hart in another audio from him. And this time it's in Twitter Spaces recording. And this is basically the last time he was in Twitter Spaces. He starts out by talking about the respect for direct mail.
What's up?
And I think he also, he talks about something else also. So he talks about 2 things.
What's up, children? Richard Hart here on the Make Elon Musk Rich. Give him engagement, give him likes, give him followers, give him free content, unpaid, to promote his platform. Dear Elon, please take our sacrifice. Please take our effort and our labor to make your platform more engaging. Pretty please. And may you shine your light upon us occasionally if we get enough views or followers, so that you may step in here and say the same stuff you've said 100 times before. Thank you, sir.
And once again, this is recorded on Hex Fan Network YouTube channel by Victor. Thank you so much, Victor.
So, yeah, you guys that are listening, if you want to make the world a better place, and you should, first, read my book. It's free. But if you're too dumb and too lazy to read it, it's called Scivive, SCIVIVE. If you're too dumb and too lazy to read it, the free book that I wrote for you 6 years ago, why don't you listen to the audiobook for free on YouTube? Type Scivive audiobook, SCIVIVE. But if you're too stupid, too lazy to listen to the audiobook or to read the book, then I'll just give you a little bit of tidbits, a little bit of easy advice.
Before we go into that, let me go back just a little bit, because Hex Fan Network Victor just panned over who it is that's about to be in the room. So let me show you who it is. KDP was brought up to be a co-host. K4K comes up and speaks for a second. Havid speaks for a second, which, by the way, is pronounced Vood, which means why. So her name is Why Hex in English. Marco, the non-Hexican, comes up and talks. Crypto7, Buck Fiat, and Vin Luck. I don't remember hearing Vin Luck, but Jawa speaks because he talks about being a conspiracy theorist and a like the same sort of person that I struggle from being, the attempt to save people, be the hero, right? In your local area, and paying attention to government more than paying attention to solutions. And Turtle, he comes up and talks. So out of those people, Turtle is the only one to come into Hex Postcards Telegram group. Turtle, thank you so much. The rest of you, I've got bad names for all of you. And all of y'all are fucking ass kissers. Ass kissers. Now, let's go back to the almost beginning of this, right after the Elon stuff, and let's go over again how Richard tells you that you're an idiot if you haven't listened to his self-help book, because he's got 2 self-help books that SJ has gone through the trouble of turning into audio format so that lazy asses can actually get it in their fucking brain.
The free book that I wrote for you 6 years ago, why don't you listen to the audiobook for free on YouTube? Type Scivive audiobook, SCIVIVE. But if you're too stupid, too lazy to listen to the audiobook or to read the book, then I'll just give you a little bit of tidbits, a little bit of easy advice. You don't make the world a better place by listening to other people talk smack all the time and say the same stuff you've already heard them say 20 other times. You don't make the world a better place by getting more likes and follows unless you're actually dedicated to it. And then you might get like viral or whatever. But for the majority of mediocre, barely there, barely have any followers, guys, if you stopped broadcasting, who would notice? Who cares? Do something productive, do something useful. So for instance, I would put like Hex direct mail or other it's an exception, right? Like the community, I think the majority of users to cryptocurrencies come from word of mouth. And so there's a place for it. But how much of you listening to someone else's Twitter space is you on-ramping new users? Exactly 0%. And how much of you learning about free speech law is helping you on-ramp new users? And how much of you complaining about spaces or complaining about whether you got a microphone or not, how much of that is on-ramping new users? How much of that is building new products? How much of that is making you more fit, more wealthy, more healthy? It's just news porn. Instead of reading the newspaper and wasting your time doing that, or learning fan fiction, fantasy football crap, or whatever other time sink, time waste, poor excuse for living a real life crap you're doing, Twitter Spaces is basically just that. It's just you watching another alternate form of news, and after you're done watching it, you're going to suck your thumb and shove it up your butt anyway. You're not going to do anything with the knowledge. It's not worth learning. It's not worth knowing. Why are you listening to Twitter Spaces with a bunch of guys that haven't done much with their life, nagging about stuff, when you could read my book, Sci-Fi. It's free. Or any one of 100 other good self-help books, all of which will leave you better off than yet another news outrage porn event. Useless. Now, I usually do not go and talk other places because I always get banned. Because what the people that run the place want and what I want are different. So, for instance, if I post on a Rolex watch forum, I'm going to get banned because I have too many watches. They hate me. They're angry at me. I have $10 million of watches. They're very, very upset at me because I make them feel like crap. Why? Because I exist and I've done better than they've done. And I'm a better human being than they are. And the deeper they look, the better I see, or better they see that I dominate them. They get super mad about it, super butthurt. And so I don't post on watch forums anymore because I don't like getting banned. So, you know, if my posts are going to get out there, someone that has less to lose or their time is worth less or they're just, you know, that's their fetish or whatever. If you want to post my content in the watch forum, you go ahead and do that. And if you want to take my good ideas, which has been the same good ideas for a decade, and spread them, like freedom of movement. You know, I know a guy that had a sacrifice phase to prove that you believe in freedom of speech, but it's funny, I don't get mentioned in these freedom of speech things. And I know a guy that raised $27 million for medical research, me, but I don't get mentioned in the medical research conversations. I'm like, all right, that's cool. So when I don't fall for the drama and the bait and like, so when someone says something, so when someone slights me and doesn't do me a solid, right, and treats me poorly, and then trolls about it for engagement bait, I don't reward it. I don't reward trolling or treating me poorly with views, likes, subscribers, any of that stuff. So as a person that I'm not going to say has mastered, but is pretty good at getting people outraged enough to look to see that there's something more, I don't let my followers fall for that crap, which is why I don't follow anybody. I don't follow Elon. So you're not going to see tweets from him because I'm following him. And I don't follow anyone except people that are 100% about it, about stuff I care about. I don't follow Vitalik. I don't care. I don't follow these people because I want to protect my users from the stupid crap that I see them saying sometimes. So you're still going to end up seeing some of their stupid crap because you probably follow other people that will fall for their engagement bait. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. So, you know, here's what's funny. Let's take BitBoy. BitBoy used to promote a lot of garbage, a lot of trash. Used to promote FTX, used to promote a lot of trash. But then he stopped promoting trash and he started doing things better. And he started like, hey, let's get a good bill. Let's make crypto better from the legal perspective. Okay, well, that's about as honest and useful as could be intention. Now, how it'll work out, I don't know, but I hope it works out amazingly. You know, someone trying to give crypto a better fair shake. I love the sound of that. Building free and open source software to control money. I mean, on the space, Elon said controlling the money is the most important thing. You're like, yep, yeah, we know, Elon. True. That's why we've been at this for 10 years. In my case, early 2011. So I don't know, 12 years. So now, what do I care about? What am I focused on? I care about Pulse Chain launching. I care about Pulse X launching. I care about Hex. And I care about reaping the rewards of being right about everything. I'm the one that told you to take your money off BlockFi. I'm the one that told you to take your money off Celsius years earlier. No one listened. I was right. They were wrong. My followers are saved. And everyone else got wrecked. But is there a single news article or interview about that? Nope. Not a single one. Fine. That's okay. Those news articles don't last that long anyway. So yeah, it'd be nice to get the respect, right? My 10 minutes of respect for something that I've worked so hard for. But I don't really care. Fine. You don't want to give me the respect for that? It's all good. I care about the things that have lasting, durable value. And Twitter Spaces don't. This recording we're doing right here, no one's ever going to listen to it again. No one cares. This is not evergreen content. This does not get search engine optimization. This does not get fed more views in the future from YouTube. This does not get fed more views in the future from Twitter. This is trash. Like, this is the lowest tier, ephemeral, non-evergreen content waste of time. And so, like, when I'm invited to these spaces and they start to suck, I peace out. Why am I going to let my followers get sucked into this news watching porn, circle jerk? You're not doing anything with your life, waste of time. You're not getting anything done in your life listening to these stupid spaces. You're not. You're not going to go change the First Amendment law. You're not going to go sue the government. It's none of those things are happening. Like, what are you getting done? What are you getting done watching the news? You're not getting anything done. And so, where could you have learned this advice? Oh, by golly, it's all inside Vive already. You idiots won't even read that. So, like, here I am issuing you the same advice I gave you 10 years ago now. And it's just like, I don't know, man. I can't say 10 years ago. Like, you couldn't have read the free version of Survive until, say, 2017, 2018, something like that. Like, I mean, go check the timestamps, I guess. So yeah, long story short, don't fall for other people's engagement bait. You're nothing to them but something to get to like and subscribe and increase their algorithmic score by interacting with them more. They don't care about you. They don't like you. You're nothing more to them than basically an NPC in a video game, and they're just trying to get more likes and follows and subscribes. And here's the funny part. They're so stupid for doing that because, like, one, my community by and large is immune to the stupidity that they would try and lure you into. So what are they going to lure you into buying a terrible coin? You're probably not going to fall for it because you've been listening to me for so long. And so, like, you guys trying to bait my users into liking and following you and stuff, go waste your time baiting, I don't know, Dogecoin users. Elon's a Dogecoin user. Go get him. Go get Elon's engagement. He likes inferior technology. Yeah. Dogecoin that has no smart contracts, no on-chain exchange. Oh, but Richard, you're just projecting. No, it sucks balls. And sucks. It is always going to suck balls. It's a logo change. No, thank you. So, yeah, I just wanted to say my 2 cents on that because I see otherwise like good Hexicans falling for the troll bait. Like, how many times do I have to remind you guys that we ghost trolls? How many times? And I guess I semi fell for it because I didn't mention anybody. But then even when I mention anybody, other people are like, oh, Richard's talking about, oh my God, I've got to get in there and start tagging and start promoting the troll and help get him more engagement. What? No, guys. No. That's not how we do it. Focus on what matters. Pulse Chain launches, PulseSec launches, Hex does better. If everyone had bought Hex instead of these things that went to zero, imagine how much higher the Hex price would be. And imagine how much more yield everyone would be paying their users. But instead of taking the thing that earns yield algorithmically, they decided to do it with all the humans involved, and all the humans lose all the money. Oops. It's hilarious to me. And then, by the way, the troll bait that, like, I promote Hex all the time. No, I don't. I barely talk about it. Like, I say the minimum possible stuff. Like, when I'm talking about free speech, I'm talking about free speech. I'm not talking about, like, oh, did you know you could make 38% APY, or did you know you could buy at 95% discount, stuff like that? No, I didn't say nothing like that. They're stupid. Just troll bait. So I don't know. Let someone else talk here. Let's let Hivid Hex speak. I'm probably not saying her name right. No, she doesn't want to talk. She doesn't even have her hand up. They don't have their hand up. I see random thumbs. Is that a hand up?
All right. I'm just going to leave it right there. So this audio is available on YouTube, HexFan Network. Is it called Hexican Network? I think it's called HexFan Network. Anyway, we'll have the link available. Just search in the descriptions and things like that. I highly recommend going and listening to the first audio that I presented to you. In this second audio, he does talk about direct marketing. He does talk about the direct mail stuff. He does tell people that he likes what the people in the Hex Postcards group are doing, t.me/Hex Postcards. Something that I want to point out that was that was brought up the other day and made me think about was that there was a difference between promoting Hex in a bear market as we were going down and as we were down at the bottom, and then now in the bull. Because out there on Twitter, you might be able to find more people that are interested in finding new coins and new to them stuff here in the bull market, as opposed to there in the bear market where everybody's got their bag of something and they just want to stick with only that. But to a brand new person that doesn't know anything about cryptocurrency and wants to know where to get started, sending them something in the mail could be revolutionary to them. They don't know where to start. I gave out 2 cards today because some girls at the coffee shop right next to me, they said something, crypto came out of their mind. I heard crypto. Hey, you want to learn about crypto? Here, I made this card. I wrote this guide. Check this out. There's three audios on the back that are at YouTube. YouTube isn't a place where you get where you get viruses. So it's a completely safe situation. And then also I was walking down the street. There was a festival here. People were picking up things, and some young son was sitting in a chair watching a YouTube video. So I was like, hey, you're obviously looking for something to do with technology. You've got the smartphone there to access this stuff. Check this stuff out. Learn something new. Just allow people the opportunity, the on-ramp of intellectual stuff. It took me a while to acquire a what did they call that thing back in the day? It was a pod thing by Apple. It was their first version of what was it where you could download audios? It was an iPod. Yeah, it's called an iPod. Like it's completely outdated now, but you could download audios from a computer, from the internet onto a computer, then from the computer onto an iPod, and then you could carry those audios around with you. And so I used to listen to music on my iPod, and then I went through the audios of podcasts so fast that then I just put them on a computer and never put them onto the iPod. And so I listened to them straight off the computer at my work, because I worked alone, either in architecture or in engineering. And I was thirsty for knowledge. So that's what technology breach or whatever situation I had to deal with back then. These kids these days, these youth these days, and ourselves as well, we've got everything at our fingertips. And so it's all about the right material. So we've got Richard Hart's audiobooks in 2 formats, thanks to Wild SJ. You can go to her YouTube channel, A Wild SJ. And if it is that her voice is a little bit soothing to you, like it is to me, speed it up a little bit, turn it to 150%, and it'll start to dish out that information a little bit faster, and the pauses won't get you and put you to sleep, sort of thing. Okay, guys. So I said that bit about the bear, and I said the bit about direct mail. Okay, so after this, please, however many views I get on this with the YouTube channel, please go over to Patreon. We won't track your name down. We won't follow up on like whose username is this person that then is billed every month. If I could make it only bill per year, I would. If you want to give us a single donation that stands for your entire year's donation, so that you're not continually told about this monthly billing stuff on the Patreon, I'm asking for $1, guys. So $12 a year, please. I want to be able to tell people that this is a community funded thing and that we've got the support of everybody. If you are an influencer on Twitter, you are not going to, let's see, I'm not going to go quiet on your thread. I'm going to continue to ask you to support our Patreon. And I say our Patreon, I mean the Patreon. It is the Patreon. Because this is the closest thing to anything that Richard has ever asked for of the community. Think about it. This is the only thing that he's put front and center. Hey, I like what these guys are doing. All right. I appreciate you. Y'all take care. I'm out. EcoBuilder out.